So is the French population growing? British population growing?
I'm not a specialist on this, but I did actually see just some notes on the demographics are actually very good for the French population. Well, they're positive and they're better than the majority of many of the Eurozone countries. So,
because on the back of residential we have in the UK, our major cities, you need other asset classes, you need more hospitals, you need more schools, more infrastructure. Of course, we're waiting for the government to write some big checks out over here, but just wondering where, in the future, if you're going to invest in residential, where would you do it?
I think you're always going to have a very, very, very strong market for apartments in the centre of Paris. There's the dream worldwide for people when they think of somewhere where they'd like to have an apartment, it is Paris. So that's always going to drive it. The problem is there's hardly most French people I find, if you tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but they seem to rent their apartments in Paris, and they seem to own their holiday home or wherever it is, maybe in Cap Ferret or in Normandy. And I just find all those like the Jacinas who own big chunks of residential, but there's a lot of spaces let. There's not a huge amount of apartments that are just turned over, that are just traded like in the UK. It's a sort of a bit of everybody wants to buy a flat, do it up and then sell it on. You just don't see that very much. There's always a lack of supply and there's quite a high demand for those sort of apartments. If you're looking at opportunities moving forward, then maybe this is when we're looking at the economic growth following the Grand Paris project, the economic growth in the region as a result of where the new transport hubs are coming in. That should lead to increased employment. That should bring people in there wanting to live near these particular hubs where there's maybe an increase in offices or whatever it is. And therefore I'd say it's also a good location to be concentrating on maybe new build residential.